the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Yo ebusia for ya mama kwa baba Nsem-Pii TV. So aha and Nsem-Pii was still on the MPP presidential flag bearership campaign. 31st January 2026. Emma Nsem-Pii pa. Emma Nsem-Boba. Now this time there is still within the camp of Honorable Kennedy Japan, Naa Toshie, Dr. Bawumia, and interestingly, Dan Butchie, the campaign coordinator of Honorable Dr. Bawumia. Now, Naa Toshie say, oba joining Honorable Kennedy Japan campaign, no expect to say, oba shaky certain foundations to say the way shaking, because attack na bano, a bro na drain ninety so from Dr. Bawumia camp. Na attack na anything. Almost say MCs, DCs ni pie kasa. Say Naa Toshie na Honorable Kennedy Japan akofa na bano. Na eduma na nsweni as an common fund administrator. Na crack ni saying. Sika ye de aba ye de allocate brewa. Check ni fanye eduma on the grassroots na nkofo hu say at the lower level ni ye eduma no. On check otena so na de bia oteso na oyi no supi. And Naa Toshie says and a meka sapa. Now a kasa for almost 8 minutes. On your yerepane kasa na punches no wa tres on nso betibatu to be pa. Naa Toshie say come on father administrator no and then edwuma ne say abind sika ne ba no ayeren watena so. But sikano ne emba into ono according to ono Naa Toshie ni ministry decentralization resource allocation or say the new patriotic party government and funny serious. They did not take it serious at all. Into ono ne juma ye de man no or say the Nanado Danko Kufa and Bawumia government and take decentralization serious. On come taking it serious, come ba sikana ba wa now even a constitutional requirement say DBS sikana ba now so na no ya ba to nchen na sika enye constitutional requirement contractors na no dey twa na boom Naa Toshie kasa pa no say even as a district common fire administrator, Ochinya church letters or call Dr. Bawumia or crack or complaining chair Dr. Bawumia she anything ama. Over the weekend, where you blows are to be pa. Now, final issue of the board in the top and say, Dr. Bawumia no can the camp, but free the camp na any running mate in Tina no say or person nya running mate away nya running mate in Tina akoka Honorable Kennedy Japan. But Honorable Kennedy Japan no omu say President Mahama nso akoyi Madam Jane na inti nkofo bebre ni akọ emma ho a mbetimi e de ma ba be ka campaign no na a campaign na eden asori enu nti na nkofo start say omo boni di e na wako join Honorable Kennedy Japan ka. Final issue of the show so say I don't know about district assembly common fire. And no kwa na nkofo bebre anto aba because of the dollar to the cedi. Now Dr. Bawumia oba de ne buy so oba be den oba reduce dollar no from 17 to 4 ne de kaka ho. Now so e could do 17. Until moon jai some more can about even district assembly common fund nkwa. Na mon kasa about the dollar no so. Na no so mo can say ene de mo yes in China mo de bia mo bomechi dom say mo bomechi ma say district assembly common fund. Enye district assembly common fund nkwa na ema MPP lose ye dollar in India. Dollar no so ka ho. Inti dollar no so yenka ho asem. Na this ansem ni na tu dwa no. Na dewro ne godon mko twetwe letters down botwe letters ne letters outro e fa ne djuma na oye na MCs ni DCs enya resources adding at the source e bo na chi ma enanope nti enanope die the gloves are off. The political campaign butu potpa within the camp of Honorable Kennedy Japan and Dr. Mahmoud. You say as the days go by, heat no bibrina eren and a be peep. Abayankotie, Madam Naa Toshie, Nsem odi tudwa efa responses eba from the camp of the MCs ni DCs or mu complaints na le dwuma yeden enso eni.
Switch from Bawumia's campaign na yanko for wa kakra. And for you, I'm for boko edu kakra say when na woka say Bawumia about 10 people into a government or so nko bisa the number of jobs are we creating at the day. What can be the MPP lose election because common fancy cano sabi na what so na we release funds.
Me de say no busa me say asemi common fancy cano administrator yan fa ma common fancy cano if the baby eneba if Ministry of Finance eneba ho yan fa mrewa ntumi nko wia into common fund no government and fund me. I have to say this painfully. I've always been quiet about it because umpeso be group party anymasi. Now we said that Bawumia for na edu ba bia se wo so kasa. As a party, we didn't take the decentralization policy seriously at all.
Oh, really?
No, we didn't. Because if we did, this is a statutory provision. No minister has a right to say, I won't release it. So how can you sit down and several quarters, you release nothing to us? For the first time in the history of Ghana, at the time I was leaving office, Ministry of Finance owed us 5.4 billion. The biggest that has ever been owed to the fund is about 100 million.
But also 5.4 billion.
A whole year had not been released. And yet contractors and other people were being paid. Is it because they value them more than the MCs? Issues, Baba. This is an issue that somebody can even take to court for constitutional interpretation on whether the Minister of Finance had the mandate to do that or not. We were starved. I fought, wrote letters, went to finance, went to see Vice President himself, especially so he was a candidate, to impress upon him that you are a candidate. If money is not going down, it will affect you. What did he do? Well, nothing came. Nothing came. Nothing came.
Not on common fund for one I said indifferent about.
Well, he told me that he is pushing, but in the pushing it wasn't coming. So I don't know what to make of all of that. Yet contractors were being paid.
I see.
Other sectors were being paid. And those sectors were not statutory. But we were not being paid. And so it gets funny when I am being blamed. How? They can't say it. Adena they be a common fund. That's not the only good thing NDC has done.
Okay.
NDC has been able to keep the dollar at a certain amount.
That's true.
So why don't you blame Bawumia? I thought the President Akufo-Addo said, "Yesikana ye hata timakofa Bawumia said won't fix it." Did he fix it? Why are you not blaming Finance Minister Bawumia and the governor? Because we all men cannot, in their chauvinistic spirits, cannot blame their own. When we were leaving government, it was 17. Whatever it is that NDC is doing, whether they are pumping money, they are not pumping money, we couldn't do it. They've done it. So you want to blame A, blame B. And I've just made the point categorically. I am just a tool.
But yes,
we request that you proceed with the procurement process and submit. Subhanallah.
The whole year, Assembly was 1,200,000, 1.2 million.
But you have second letter.
Oh, the same second letter.
You know, thread. Or say, from a coming who's rule. Say, where local government, the person who's rule. At where local government ministry decentralization work minister the 4th May 2023.
Okay.
Was it discretionary allocation of funds from the District Assembly Common Fund? The attention of the ministry has been drawn to discretionary allocation of funds for specific projects stroke activities from the District Assembly Common Fund. For instance, I have attached copy of a letter addressed to the Western North Regional Minister allocating a sum of 1 million to the Member of Parliament for Bia East constituency. In the attached letter, reference was made in paragraph 2 to indicate that, in quotes, we write to inform you that approval has been given for the contract sum not exceeding 1 million Ghana cedis. 4. Since the ministry has never been consulted and involved in such approval processes, could you clarify the approving authority and the process of approval? Where you read Dambuchi and no more trust we said. Was so 5. I would also appreciate if you could furnish the ministry with the following details. 1. How many of such or similar special allocations have been done between 2021 and 2023? Yanko. What is the total amount so far allocated or disbursed under such arrangement between 2021 2023? And then 3. A detailed report on the utilization of the reserve fund between 2021 and 2023. Your earliest response will be very much appreciated than Buchi. Not just me.
Only one reserve fund be home. Na enu na omuti use card boboa some projects be our district regions be. And na maame no koyi 1 million. Aduma bia is NDC. Yeah, NDC candidate. Yeah, NDC candidate. Say on fan koye project.
Yes.
Meanwhile MPP candidate or MCS DC no. No common fund so.
And the what to say, I was saying, because of the minister office, the junior say, yeah,
say, common fund administrator, no, release scammer, or assembly, or the local government, so not assembly, MP, local producer scammer assembly. But we know, or release this kind of the minister, because on person on the
last letter. Yeah, it's based on signing Maria course, and we read about you. And so letter after so letter come Herh Naa Toshie, and I read about your letter. I come my president. I've yet to cast a letter.
I can president.
Niaka na tuna last one was so no. Penobra na yankin kind. Etino aha. It was the Amoke letter do come Herh Naa Toshie no. A 4th May and June July 10 or so follow up to the president.
And it's just a May now the quite well
to July 10
and the 2 months no
utilization of the District Assembly Common Fund. The ministry will want to bring to the attention of His Excellency the President some challenges being faced in the utilization of the District Assembly's Common Fund for the development of the District Assemblies as a result of lack of cooperation from the office of the District Assembly Common Fund Administrator. Herh Naa Toshie. In the current resource constraint, we are of the considered view that strategically directing available resources is crucial for government. Section 125 of the Local Government Act establishes the District Assembly Common Fund, and Section 1253 of the Act Supra indicates the monies that accrue to the Common Fund shall be distributed among the district assemblies on the basis of a formula approved by Parliament. Yanko. The Ministry for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development has the mandate to provide coordinated and supervisory role over the activities of the MMDAs and to guide their development activities. Annually, the administrator of the District Assembly Common Fund proposes the formula for the distribution of the District Assembly Common Fund to the Parliament of Ghana. Once the approval is done, the administrator of the District Assembly Common Fund has the function under 129 of Local Governance Act 206 to, in quote, administer and distribute monies paid into the Common Fund among the districts in accordance with the formula approved by Parliament. Section 136 of the same Act states the minister shall, in consultation with the minister responsible for finance, determine the category of expenditure of the approved development budget of district assemblies that must in each year be met out of funds owed by the district assemblies from the District Assemblies Common Fund.
And the minister will say,
what the finance minister?
Yeah.
Received by the District Assembly Common Fund for the District Assembly Common Fund. Yes, what the minister, finance minister, any local government minister
about
say was say
sense cano you
to determine the category of expenditure.
Yeah.
Paragraph 8. Part of the approved formula so allocation are activities like national projects, special projects, district support, and their reserve funds. The ministry holds the view that when it comes to the above activities in the approved formula, the administrator of the District Assembly Common Fund does not have the authority to determine the distribution unilaterally, as it must sit within a broad strategic framework of government. Yankoi. That's how also. Yanko. As the supervisory ministry of the Local Government Act and the ministry responsible for coordinating the MMDAs, we are of the view that the mandate to determine which districts receive such support and special attention lies with the ministry. Yes, we are of the firm belief that the trigger for distribution should be initiated by the ministry on behalf of government to ensure it sits within the broad government strategy. Waku mami try hakitwe.
Na atam 1 million dey akoma opposition.
Start all that what you say. You ska ho ayedi. We say say constituency. Anything no say schedule bebre say dey ko baabi a. E wo say aban no. E dey take this say.
Say we yamfa nko ha.
Say be pedua say hafo say die. Obi nya dey we do kwa babu aye. Na ka omo aban na ama minister no. Ati aye sa de.
Especially address ka ho ayedi.
Especially ska ho ayedi. What's there be? Even more worrying is the fact that as the ministry responsible for the MMDAs, we are not involved, engaged, or consulted in any form by the administrator of the National Assembly Common Fund in the development of the formula proposed to Parliament. We are of the view that government will be more efficient in the utilization of such resources if we align the decision-making process with all relevant stakeholders. It is instructive for His Excellency to know that this ministry has not had the expected level of cooperation from Herh Naa Toshie. In the past 2 years and 3 months since I have been in this ministry, efforts to get the office of the administrator of the District Assembly Common Fund to align with the ministry in the strategic determination. Strategic determination of the beneficial districts of allocations has not been successful.
And you know, the Excellency said Dambokya Koyi minister 2 years
3 months.
Otrole te command Herh Naa Toshie Bawumia. Herh Naa Toshie be take decision be a consulting. Sika esi eche onye. Omo che sign mra, omo ya amendment o mre no ho. No body say no say. District Assembly Common Fund administrator no a determined formula for disbursement. Godo ho ena na to si gina say oyoto no. Now eya ko bisa parliament say ba sana sa amendment ni ba. Was
it in the meeting?
Eya tia imame Ibrahim.
Okay, mecha. Hey, papa. This is why the local government minister. In the meantime, the ministry has requested from the office of the District Assembly Common Fund administrator details of disbursement done so far from the above approved allocations to enable the ministry align and strategize to aid equity and strategic development of the MMDAs. However, she has refused to respond to my letter. But on the copy of the letter attached. In conclusion, this ministry is of the view that the trigger for the utilization of the activities and allocations stated above can and should only be done by the Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Development on behalf of government to ensure consistency with government's aspiration for development of the MMDs. I count on your continued
say Addo and Twaba, where you come from, and Twaba ma NPP because Sebi Omanfa Vice President in Fisa region. I've seen a statement by the chairman of the party, or Addo a divine go home. How do you respond to this?
I want to put on record that I know nothing about that statement. In fact, GH1 Abeka say it's a forgery. They know nothing about it. I've not made any statement. I haven't said it, and I don't even believe it.
No, I don't even believe it, because apart from Greater Accra, Central Swanto, Western Anto,
I have one to no be anto. They too they didn't get running mate. So how does that statement become a valid one? The thing with running mate, and I want to say it categorically, I never discussed with Bawumia say me running mate. Minko country will be as a me running mate da. I am say Abraham Mahama fa Obano. Other people started looking at people who they believe say we must qualify. So they started lobbying and championing for me. And I was grateful, say, a month for profuse say, Mena to Shipomi Sefata. But me Bawumia and discuss it da. Sebe Pacho, me debi.
On some promises of
Debi. Into media sans na omokano, Ninano, Ayentro. And the two. Greater Accra to Antono. It's just like other regions. Western to we lost by over 1.8 million.
Even Ashanti region.
Anto. Into Yokrana, Mokra Yamaho, Rice no Manto. So how do I say Greater Accra? And I mean, Obit is a divine because he's been close to me. I've been quiet, but I think he has failed in his duty as chairman of Greater Accra, because you swore an oath to protect Greater Accra. Greater Accra is not a wall or a cupboard, it's the people in it. And so people honor your bonia, one other friend. Asemi bayi, one friend. No. Secretary ne friend me so, yes say statement, we nam say wahi. Secretary ne this send me. I'm sure I don't know anything about it. Where is it coming from? Minimum now I issue statement as a regional chairman. Hey,
That disappointed in himself.
very, very disappointed, and I condemn the action. How can you do that? You are responsible for me. At least all the Atoran party rule. Listen to both sides. Ask me something, and then even ask me that can you get GH1 to make a statement so that I can issue it, whatever it takes. We about me ken. But and at the end of the day, we must work for the MPP, because the MPP no government Ghana for home, and that should be the cardinal point. You should not say because we are Team Bawumia. I mean, why are you being so desperate? I am to several posts near Tro Bakundo Herh Naa Toshie say as antiphon Tebrofo, and I Brofo away. I was in parliament with the likes of Napo leader Collins in team na Brofuni Eka. Intianusu free here. I mean, are they that desperate say anything can come out? Na me buy Ay3 me busa constituency for no say ya credit trip on Eka. I mean, we don't want, it's so sad. The only thing I'm going to say, Ken campaign na me I didn't even know that I had so much power and flair around myself until I saw what they were doing, and I realized that